So you guys, welcome to another bright morning. So as I said last week, this week we are putting the new wheels on Mia, but first we gotta get these rotors off, put back on the OEM ones, and then take the new Konig wheels, the rotor wheels, to the tire shop, get the tires switched over, and then we can get the new ones on the car. So without further ado, let's get started on switching them wheels. This is such a big difference, you guys. We went from like this to like no tire poke. Let's just speed this side up a bit. 3, 2. So guys, so now the rotors are off. So now we can get everything in the Mini, go to the tire shop, get everything switched over, and then put the wheels on Mia and maybe give her a quick wash.
She's on the phone, but she's staying on Wilshire Boulevard. Old dreams dying hard. You want you to return this love. Breathing in the dark, weightless, working hard. You want you to return this love.
So now guys, the Mini is all loaded up. So let's go to the tire shop and get these wheels mounted. I'm so excited, I really am. I want these wheels on the car so bad. Let's go. So guys, a very big fast forward, because when I went to the tire place they could not swap the tires over immediately, so I had to wait, and then after that I didn't have time to film and mount the wheels. So it's a few days later. The wheels have been on the car now for a few days and I have driven around on them, and I can say the lightness of this wheel is noticeable when you're driving. The car feels a bit more agile, the steering is a bit lighter, so that's a very welcome thing. But this install is not finished yet, because as I said in the previous video, I was hoping to get a bit lower with these new wheels, and I think I can. Let me show you what kind of gaps we have. So guys, so this is the front wheel. So yeah, so this is the front wheel, so you can see a little sneak peek, but yes, you can see we have loads, but I mean loads of clearance between the top of the tire and the top of the wheel arch. So what I would like, so now we have about 2 to 2.5 fingers in there, so I would like to lower this down to like where I can just like put the one in. So we're gonna drop the car with about 1 centimeter to 1.5 centimeters. In the rear we have the same kind of phenomenon, so we have here we have more like 2 finger space, so get one back down to 1. So we're gonna drop the car between 1.5 centimeters and 2 centimeters somewhere, and then the car will sit pretty nice. So for the rest of this video I'm not gonna be filming me installing the wheels, because I've done that like a million times on the channel by now. But I am gonna show you how to adjust KW coilovers for people who have never worked with a KW setup, and I'm also gonna show you why I love the KW index line, because we will see that I will have a lot less work cleaning up the treads to be able to like lower the car a bit more. So the wheel is off, and this is the coilover. Now as you can see, it is quite dirty at the moment, but the threads are not corroded, and that's the awesome thing about these inox line KWs. These just do not oxidate. So normally I can just take a soft bristle brush, that this is no metal brush or something, and just go over the threads real quick to get all like little dirt and whatever out of them, to get the threads cleaned up. Now normally KW says you can just start threading them without cleaning them, but yeah, for your own peace of mind you always want to clean your threads a bit so that no rocks get in between the collar and the coilover. So now to adjust this, we're gonna loosen up this little Allen key bolt that keeps the collar in place, and then we can just start start undoing this collar, moving it down, which will in turn change the ride height. Now for all of you guys who are thinking, oh, this is going to change the preload of your spring, because certain coilovers move the whole coilover inside of a mounting point. Now with KW that's not needed, because the spring is actually at a fixed how you say, is fixed spring rate, and then you have this little helper spring which will keep the spring compressed even if you go full low. And if you drop the car like this assembly always keeps the same kind of preload. So that's actually a pretty cool system, and if some of you guys are still not convinced by this system, I'm sorry, but just go check out KW's track record. They've been doing this for quite a long time and they are a really big name in motorsport. So I gotta say, I believe KW if they say this system just works, and I gotta say, personal experience, it does work. But before we start going over this, I think I'm just gonna take a little rag and some water and just clean up this yellow spring a bit, and maybe clean a bit on the arches while I'm here. Yeah, alright. Back this one out. And then this is the KW tool. Just gonna put it over the collar and start going down. But first I'm gonna take a measurement from the bottom of the collar to the bottom of the treads, which are behind the brake assembly, to just know how much height we have, and when we start turning this down we know how far to go down. So I'm gonna start with about 1.5 centimeters on this side. I'm gonna put the wheel back on, 1.5 centimeter on the other side, then roll the car forward, backwards, check the height, and see if we're happy. So right now this one was set at 21 centimeters from the bottom of the shock to the bottom of the collar, so now we're gonna go and lower it a bit.
He's kneeling, wants to feel known, but he's not the one who pulls away. He's not the one, babe. Oh, you got enough on your plate. Got enough on your plate. He's not the one, babe.
So now this one is lowered, we can put the wheel back on temporarily, lower the car and go to the other side. Always make sure you do both sides first before you start checking height, because if the one side is higher it will just put the car a bit crooked, which will mean that your measurements will not be correct. So guys, so right now both sides have been lowered by 1.5 centimeters, and I have to say, so we don't have the 2-finger fitment anymore. We can now only get 1 finger in there. Yes, this is dirty, I know. Guys, get your minds out of the gutter, will you? But so now the car is sitting really good. I have been checking the turning radius as well while standing still. I will check this in a test drive later on, but at the moment everything is looking good. The wheel can still clear the arches. So now we're gonna go to the rear of the car, lower that one down, and then yeah, get it cleaned up and get ready for the reveal. So guys, but that's where I'm gonna end it for this week's video. The car is fully dialed in now on its new setup, and I'm really happy with the end result. And now it's on to the new mods, on to the new drives, on to enjoying this car. Now, for all of you who are wondering, yes, the rotors are for sale. I'll leave a link to the ad in the description. I'm not shipping them anywhere. You need to be local to Belgium or just want to come and get the wheels here. But that's where I'm gonna leave it for this week, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next week for a wild one. Bye bye.